This podcast was produced by OAR FM Dunedin with support from New Zealand On Air.
Ever wonder about the stories of the women around you?
We wanted to create an intentional space for women to share the wisdom they have gained through life experiences.
Tune in to be in awe of some of the Wonder Women in our midst. Wondering Women on OAR FM Dunedin.
Kia ora, listeners. You are tuning into Wondering Woman. I'm your host today, Emma Hamilton, and today we are joined by special guest Marōtini. She is the founder of Ka Kā Wā Confectionary here in Otepoti, and a maker of really delicious cacao that I have been lucky to try. So I'm super excited to have you on today, Marōtini. Is there anything else you would like to say and introduce yourself a bit to the listeners?
Kia ora. I guess ko take te me te mauka, ko apari me te awa, ko Waitaha ka te mamoe kai tahu o ku iwi, ko Glengornaho, no Waitati tuku kaika. I live in Waitati, so I've been born and bred out there all my life, which is really awesome. So I'm born and bred in Dunedin, and my whakababa further south, down to Aparima and Riverton, Colac Bay area. So kind of all the way from Stewart Island to basically Te Waiparamu. But my and my Pākehā ancestors are also Irish, Scottish and Dutch, so they came here on a lot of the boats and settled on the peninsula here in Otago as well. So pretty kind of settled in this area, I guess. Mm-hmm. It's kind of where I would call my tūranga waiwai and home, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Maybe we'll get right into it. We wanted to chat today about cacao and cacao making, just anything else that comes up. I'm curious how you got into making cacao.
So really it's been a health and wellness journey for me. My mentor and friend Chilita Zaney kind of brought cacao into my life through her practice of Rongoa Māori. She utilises it as part of her hautapu breathwork processes, so going through that and having cacao as part of that process. And then I started using it on a daily basis. It really shifted a lot of hard challenges for me as a woman, endometriosis, anxiety and depression. It's pretty much got rid of most of those things for me after 5 years of using it every day. And that's been a huge change in my life. So health and wellness has been something that is very predominantly in my life that I've been working on for a long period of time. Because I have a hereditary nerve condition and, life is hard and challenging. So, needing those support systems to really uplift and kind of create life that is much easier is, that's how cacao's come into my life. It's been a real journey, working alongside cacao, working with cacao. It's a beautiful plant, medicine.
And how do you say you used it every day, or you still do? What does that look like?
I drink probably 2 to 3 cups of hot cacao a day. Mm-hmm. So it's been scientifically proven if you have 2 cups a day for 30 days, you'll double your stem cell count. So it's actually an incredible medicine. It's a really beautiful carrier for other medicines as well, like all of your, say, adaptogenic mushrooms or anything else that you want to put with it. It has a beautiful fat content, which is very good for you. So I'm just astounded at the magic that cacao has and the ability it has to fully nourish your body, mind, and spirit. It's amazing. I can't get enough of it, and I want to eat it in all the ways, not just drink it. But especially when I'm bleeding, I want to eat chocolate. I want to eat cookies. I want to eat it in loads of ways. So
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah. So we connected through my flatmate Joseph, who works with you at the moment, and he kind of reintroduced me to cacao, and so I have been having some, and I've noticed it makes me feel really calm in a way that, like, if I were to have, I've always loved the ritual of drinking a warm mug of something, and for a while it's been coffee, but cacao doesn't give me that. I mean, that just kind of like anxious, shaky feeling that coffee sometimes does.
Yeah, that's what I love about cacao, is that it's really calm. Because of the theobromine, and it has way less caffeine than coffee, and it has this beautiful thing called theobromine, which really gives you that energy boost, but it's not giving you this anxious, jittery kind of like, oh, I've got to, like, I got to do all this, I got to get, this is like this energy. Like, it's not like that. It's beautiful, it's calm, it just wants you to sit with nice, beautiful intention and be pure, have a moment to yourself, be that in community or on your own. Speak to your cup of cacao. You can actually program it, talk to it. Where do you need support in your body, be that physical, mental, emotional, it's going to be there to help you. Because if you didn't know, you can actually program all of your food. And I actually already pre-program my cacao with karakia. With every ingredient gets, I have a beautiful waitaha karakia that I use. And so we're already setting that intention for you, whether you have time or not. Because to me, it's a sacred plant ancestor, like it is an ancestor of ours that we should be holding in deep reverence. And so when you're having that and you're holding that, it's supporting you to go throughout your day without crashing or having those up and downs that we often have with the food systems that we currently have in our lives. Have taught us to convenience. We need this right now. We I'm just going to shove my face and fuel myself, and like I'm prone to it as well, right? Like it's not an easy society to live in when these things are shoved in our faces and all of these bad products that are put in front of us as good and healthy and supportive of our bodies, but actually they're filled with products that we really don't want to be eating, emulsifiers, seed oils, all this kind of stuff that's actually training our bodies into ways that we really, it's not a natural way of being. And that's, to me, it's a huge challenge to step away from that. So you've got to read your ingredients packet, the ingredients on your packets. And when you read our ingredients, the first one is karakia, the second one is cacao beans, the third one is cacao butter, and the fourth one is sugar and cacao butter, because that's, it has to be in top down kind of way. So when you're reading that ingredients, the first thing is the biggest thing that's in there, and it gets smaller as you go down. So if you don't understand what's written on the back of that packet, don't eat it.
Yeah, that's good advice.
Cacao it's a beautiful thing, but actually the deeper conversation is really around our food systems and our food sovereignty and our access to food, and we're in such a space right now where that's very prevalent. How are we accessing our kai? Are we able to grow it ourselves? Do we have are people spraying glyphosate all over our properties? And I know you've just been through that with your landlord, and it's actually quite horrifying knowing that people don't care about the whenua that's below our feet, because for me as Māori, if the whenua is sick, the people are sick. If the water is sick, the people are sick. And so it's really hard right now, because a lot of our whenua is under attack. Our water's under attack. Our Waitaha River they're trying to put a dam in to get more power out of it, and they're trying to put an AI centre in Southland and take up all the aquifer water, and not that Southland's water is amazing because it's filled with nitrates anyway, but there's just so many things that are going on our whenua, and of course that is like, that's where our food comes from. That's what we need to be nourishing our soils so that we can, because our soil microbiome is really important, just as our gut microbiome is. So they feed off each other, like they're actually intertwined.
Right.
As, because we are nature, we're part of nature. And so to me, working with plants is an incredibly, it's something I hold with such deep reverence, because I am them, they are me, right? I am the water is me. I am the land is me. And so I just, it's such a deep conversation. It's not just about I make cacao. It's actually, how do we access our food? How do we access proper, deep, real nourishment that is feeding us and not harming us, right?
Yeah. Healing with each other, yeah. And I noticed that I was looking at your website, and you have this statement that says we're disrupting the chocolate industry, and I think, maybe would you say that's what distinguishes you from a lot of other, maybe chocolate cacao businesses, say like Whitaker's or something. There's really that intentionality behind it. And
I guess I'm willing to have the conversation. I mean, I've been an activist in the past. I've stood, I stand with Palestine and all of the horrific things that are happening in the world. Like, it's so hard to watch, but yet there's things happening in the chocolate industry that you wouldn't know about, like all of these big companies, Hershey's, Cadbury's, Mars, they're all trying to lab grow chocolate, and they've just invested in an Israel biotech company to do it, and I'm just like, please stop eating that stuff. Look at the ingredients on the back. It is less than 20%, it's less than 30% cacao in there, and they probably even call it cocoa mass. So to me, it's not even chocolate anymore.
Yeah.
They've ruined it for you. Like, Cadbury's was born here in Dunedin. Right. And so to me, I used to go and visit that factory. It was my favourite thing to do when I was a kid, was go in there and like get all these goodies. Like, such a fun time. But yet, and like, I'm aware of the Hudson's, Cadbury, how they treated their staff. They treated their staff really well here, but they weren't treating their farmers. They weren't paying their farmers a fair price. We do. We pay over the price that is out there right now, because for me, they're Pacific, they're whānau. Like, our cacao's coming from Solomon's, Papua New Guinea, Vanuatu. They're whānau. We have our diaspora here in Dunedin who live here, who I've connected with, and, they're amazing people. And so to me, it's huge, a huge conversation to be had. And it's actually coming, like right now, it's very prevalent. There's a lot of conversation out there on social media around, like, there's a lot of people talking about this. And, like, I'm just like, find your local bean to bar maker. Whitaker's is our largest bean to bar maker in New Zealand. They still add a soya lecithin into their, I think it's either soya or sunflower lecithin into their products, which to me, I'm not okay with, and I would never do, because what it's doing is it's an fat emulsifier basically, but it's derived from seed oils. And so to me, what they're doing is they are watering down, I guess, like oiling down. So instead of using cacao butter, they're putting in some other fat to make it stretch further, right? And yes, the Whitakers is still great chocolate, and if that's what you can afford, buy it, because we still want our bean to bar makers to be, and it's an accessible thing. It's on the supermarket shelves, and so that's important too. But like, I want people to be having proper nutritional food that's actually giving them nutrition. Right. Cacao has iron, magnesium, zinc, calcium, polyphenols, antioxidants. It's anti-inflammatory, works on your cardiovascular system, has the bliss molecule in it, so it makes you feel happy, so it works on your serotonin and dopamine levels. So, like, this is why we reach for chocolate when we're 3 p.m. slump or whatever, because we want that, and it has that beautiful theobromine in it, as I've mentioned already too. So, and even more than that, like, that's just surface level stuff that it has. Right. So, like, it's a deeply nourishing superfood, but it also there's other conversations that we could have around cacao, around ceremonial cacao, and like the processes of that, and because there's a big boom in that right now too. Like all of this. To me, it's just a marketing ploy. To me, ceremonial cacao is made by hand by the Mayan and Mesoamerican people. Fully made by hand, which beautifully. I've just spent 3 months journeying with a group of global people, with our beautiful sister Charlotte, who's now living in Guatemala and working with them. And she's working on the ground to create agroforestry and a community centre, and and it's just been beautiful to learn from some of the nannies over there and connect with them and know more about cacao from their perspective and how they see it and the things that they've utilised it for. It's a woman's health for them. It has been one of those things that they utilise all throughout the life of a woman. From premenstrual to postmenstrual. It's there to support you through all of your cyclical needs, and postpartum as well, birthing and postpartum. It's kind of known as mother's milk, and there to support all of those kind of times of life. As a woman, it's an incredible support. So, but not just for women, it's for everybody. Yeah. Men have a 24-hour cycle, women have a 28-day cycle. So it's as you can tell, I can't stop talking.
Yeah, I love it.
It's such a big conversation, though. There's so many aspects to it. There's so many parts to it, and it's just huge. In its own kind of beautiful way, cacao just subtly sneaks into your life and comes there to support you. Mm-hmm. And to me, the conversation around cereal, and this is why I call my cacao daily ritual cacao, because you can still use it in ceremony, and I still use it in ceremonies and rituals, but to me, ceremonial cacao really is made by those Mayan women, because they do it fully by hand, and that is their indigenous whakapapa. And cacao has come to us through colonisation. It's moved around the world through that process of colonisation, and that's how it's ended up in the Pacific. So the Pacific cacao doesn't have that ceremonial. It still remembers because it's come from Mesoamerica and it's moved around the world. It still has that memory in the plant, absolutely. But because the people around it don't have that ceremonial aspect to it, it's beginning to. Our supplier works on the ground with the farmers, upskilling and uplifting them, and she's teaching them to drink their own cacao again, teaching them what their product is, because they often drink Milo, so they don't know what it is that they're selling. And so, to me, it's really important to honour that whakapapa. And so this is why I imbue it with karakia, because I want that plant to remember its own history, its own beautiful ways of being, and how it has come and support us. And so from what I know about rongoa, when a rongoa is growing near you, it's usually what you need, right? It's usually what it's come to support you, right? So you might have lots of dandelions growing in your garden, or maybe that's what you need. You might have lots of plantain, or some of those other weeds, air quotes weeds, they're not weeds. We have beautiful plants out there that are here to support us, and that's what's known as our first medicines, right? The plants were there to support us, and as we had to figure out what they were for, but if we just have a conversation with them, well, we can. Yeah. And so that's what I've been doing for 5 years, is having a very deep conversation with cacao, and deepening it every day, working with it, creating and making, and I love it. It's so beautiful, and this it smells so good.
Oh, the smell is amazing. It really is. When you're mentioning, kind of paying attention to what's growing around you, do you incorporate, I think I tried a kelp, a sea salt kelp.
Yes.
Cacao from you?
Yep. So I have a chocolate that has Celtic and New Zealand sea salt with kelp. That's kind of honouring both of my whakapapa, my Pākehā and Māori whakapapa. It's our top seller. I can't keep up with it. It just, everyone loves it, and it's a great. But when it comes to cacao, I also have a Kawakawa one and a Kawakawa and Horopito. and that's beautiful. It's not for anyone on blood thinner medication or pregnant though, because there are some contraindications with those. But because they're both pepper trees, it just really opens the blood vessels, and like it has this inner like warming afterglow. And it's just so nice to drink that cacao and then go about your day, and like you're just in this like on this beautiful high. It's like natural and beautiful and great. Like, you feel so good.
I want to try that one out. So where in Otipoti can listeners, where can I? So some of those you can only purchase from me. Some of them aren't on my website yet. So you have to find where I'm popping up. I do have a few retailers around town, but they only have a few of my products. So Binnan, Ulverston, Deepag, Tairohead, Waiteri Merchant, Pedal Studios. Those are kind of my Dunedin stockists. But if you want something that's not there, then you just have to contact me and like DM me. We'll figure it out. Yeah. Email me. Like I'm happy to do that kind of stuff. You can pick up from my gate, or I'll let you know when I come into town. But otherwise, this week, Friday night, so tomorrow night, don't know when this is going to be airing. It will be past. It is. Yeah.
Okay, so we don't need to worry about that one. But yeah, find out. Just follow my social media and find out where I'm popping up, or get in touch with me, and I can stick you on my email newsletter list. Like I'm happy to do that.
Cool.
And I'll just let you know where I am, because I've actually outgrown my production facility at the moment, and I'm looking for somewhere bigger. So you never know what's going to happen in the future.
That's really exciting. So it sounds like stay up to date through website, email, social media. Because from what my understanding currently is, you are operating out of a food truck. Yes. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So you're outgrowing that, or you have outgrown it.
It's too small. And I need to get larger production equipment. So I only have 3 small machines at the moment, and it's a struggle to keep up with everything. So this week I'm just finishing some funding applications to get a larger machine, and also get a tempering machine as well, and get a cracker and winnower, so that I've got a bit more resilience when it comes to the products that I can use. And that's really going to change everything, but they're not going to fit in the space I have now. So I also need 3-phase power if I'm going to do anything. So, I've been looking around to see what's out there at the moment, and I'm having a few conversations with people. So if anyone knows of anywhere, get in touch.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm happy to hear that, things are going well for Ka Kā Wā and for you. And from my understanding, too, this isn't your first business you founded.
No, it's not.
So what? Amazingly, we only have 3 minutes left. But what were those?
I have a background in zero waste fashion and zero waste event management, and sustainable practice, basically. But I hate the word sustainability. I'm more about regeneration. I feel like that's where we really need to be. Why are we sustaining what we already have? It's rubbish.
True. So true.
Anyway, let's not get into it. We don't have time. But yeah, so I had a fashion label called Senorita Osumo. I helped set up Stitch Kitchen, which is a community sewing room here in Dunedin. So if you need to repair or fix anything, or want to, go be part of that, go ahead. I'm not part of that anymore, but still a great space down on Princess Street. And then I also had a business called Resourcem doing zero waste event management. So we would do full hand sort waste audits of events. Thankfully, someone else has kind of taken that job on. Yay, Nate. Thank you so much for doing that. Really love you for that. And there's a whole crew of people who are supporting him and doing that now. I just got too much for me physically and emotionally as well, because it's really hard when people aren't changing their ways and you're just there being the ambulance at the bottom of the cliff. And I just couldn't deal with it anymore. And I also couldn't get in front of enough people to change their minds, educate them enough. And our systems aren't set up for success in that area. So it was just really hard. And my body wasn't capable of hauling rubbish anymore.
Do you feel like now with Ka Kā Wā you have that more of that agency?
Yeah, I've found the sweet spot, I think. Yeah, no, I'm really loving it, and like, yeah, sure, I do have to pick up heavy 20 kilo boxes of cacao and whatever, but I can do that. It's not like I'm hauling a really 50 kilo kind of something, so yeah, I can manage, and I have support, so that's good. Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. You've also, not only started those other businesses, but you've found, sounds like, people who have the passion, the ability, the drive to keep them going today.
Yeah. Wow. And like super grateful for all of my customers and people who keep coming back, and all of my retailers. Like that support is really key to growth. We actually have 3 stockists in Melbourne as well, which is really cool. I'm just about to send our largest order over there in 2 weeks. So wow. Super exciting growth on the way at the moment.
Yeah. Well, that's so exciting. Well, we are already out of time. Wow, it always flies. But thank you so much, Marōtini, for being on the show today and sharing your wisdoms. It was also really great to meet you as
thanks
well.
For having me.
Yeah. Thank you for tuning in. This is Wandering Woman. Have a lovely day.
Ever wonder about the stories of the women around you?
We wanted to create an intentional space for women to share the wisdom they have gained through life experiences.
Tune in to be in awe of some of the Wonder Women in our midst. Wandering Woman on OAR FM Dunedin, 10 a.m. Sundays, replayed 6:30 Wednesdays.
This podcast was produced by OAR FM Dunedin with support from New Zealand On the Air.